Now, the final one of the day, Mousesports versus FaZe here. Day one of DreamHack Masters Malmö 2017, and it's Mousesports versus FaZe. It's going to be FaZe on the CT side and Mousesports on the T side, and already trying to peek into middle and control that are FaZe, trying to see if they could find an opening, but it looks like it's going to be over at the B bomb side. There's going to be a bit of action. Olofmeister and Nico, Carrigan and Rain, everybody chiming in. Well, that happened so quick.
Yeah, that's the strength of this FaZe team. Look at that, 4 kills across 4 players. That's quite nice. Guardian still looking for his first. He might just go hunt it down for the team ace, but that was supposed to be a fake for Mousesports. They wanted some success on Catwalk. They wanted some success in those B holes, and unfortunately FaZe just deletes him, but the whole bomb was planned to go towards the A site. So try to throw him for a little bit of a ruse, but that never works if you just get deleted. 4 players just get dropped with 4 bullets.
Yeah, I feel like it's, I mean, in some ways it's, you obviously want to win the pistol round, but if you lose it in this fashion on your Mousesports, you almost have to shrug and say, well, you never even got to actually do anything, so let's just move on, Yeah, that's not a hard pistol round to swallow by any means. Yeah, it's just focus forward. Now you have the decals out, try and get some economic damage. See a Tech 9, which we haven't seen a whole lot of today. Actually, I can't even recall a Tech 9 kill, at least in the games we've casted. It's very true.
I don't remember the last time I could say that.
Yeah, it used to be so popular. A lot of grenades raining in for just a loose round like this one. Big commitment for Mousesports. Rain going to be picking off Chris J, and a second kill as well. And look at that. Hiding in the corner is Nico for a great double kill, saving his teammate as well.
Yes, that's quite nice, and even just looks away at the wrong moment, the timing, but he recovers perfectly. So Mousesports, a lot of investment. They don't even get a plant. They only get 1 kill. So in the end, that's a net loss. Not worth it whatsoever for the Mousesports side, but a good idea. I know you always like to see, just with the strength of these pistols, some kind of nade setup, nade support to an execution, just to see what happens.
And I'd say that odds are in your favor that you at least get the bomb plant with that kind of execute normally. Yep. But they just got completely blocked and shot down. A
lot of that is because of the pistols, right? Because of how powerful they are. I know a lot of teams sometimes choose to play outside the bomb site and do a little bit of a retake. That time there was 2 members of FaZe inside the site. This should be a cleanup, but they're going to get the bomb plant.
Oh, wow. That's a big win.
So the round that they don't use the nades, they get the bomb plant.
I think it's because they hit Rain in the face right as he was defending, so he couldn't really challenge it all the way. But that's interesting.
Had to get a little passive, a little bit scared of being taken down. Either way, 3-0. That's a quick 3 rounds to start this match, this elimination match here at DreamHack Masters. And now Mousesports, we have the AWP on Oscar, we have the AWP on Guardian. That's going to be a really cool duel to keep track of throughout all of this because, Oscar is such a dynamic opper, so much fun to watch. Same with Guardian when he gets in that mood.
Yeah, it seems like teams are having a hard time controlling Oscar when he's really hitting the peak of his performance. But not Rain, ducks in. That's the 8th kill for Rain, and no deaths at all. So
Jesus.
Yeah, he's had a fun 3 rounds
start
here.
To the game. Yeah, Carrigan with the SMG pushing up close as well behind the smoke, so gaining a lot of information. That might have been a little bit of a read from maybe playing Mousesports and knowing that Oscar likes to be aggressive, with that AWP towards A ramp, because the pre-nade in isn't so unusual, but not smoking it, not molotoving it, giving him the space, and then Rain just posted up waiting for it. It also helps that Guardian got aggressive into Palace. So has all the intel that he's not going to be pressured, and Nico's, this could be the end of the round over the smoke, and he gets 1. He is traded, though.
It's a very important refrag for Sunny. Otherwise, I think you're right, it would have been the end of the round if Nico could have got out of there, but at least there's a slight chance here. Smoke goes off to put some pressure on the AWPer there. Guardian not getting the shot, but challenging him for very long is always dangerous. And Rain hitting another headshot. Rob's going to come in, but he's going to be saved for a minute there. Rain was up in the ticket booth, could have gone down. Instead, he is...
There it is.
Yeah, 9-1-0 right now for Rain.
That's never a good sign either. Nico as well with 7 kills.
Yeah.
I mean, these are guys that can catch fire pretty quickly.
I mean, this is why this project, this FaZe project, is so crazy. You say that about almost anyone, maybe with the exception of Carrigan. We don't maybe expect like him to be the star of the team, but everybody else, just how do you keep 4 people under control at once? I forget who tweeted. I want to say it was like Happy from Envy after a game that FaZe played online in the opening week of Pro League. Where he just said, if FaZe can make this style work, like they have like the highest peak, like it's just going to be insanity if all these players come together to hit like a good level. It's unbelievable, isn't it? Olofmeister flashing in just to try and put some pressure on the middle, but they will have picked up the AWP and they're going to go for a boost. This is nice from Mousesports. I like this. They don't seem scared. They've lost 4 rounds in a row, but just still taking the fight to FaZe here. If they could have caught Olaf on short, that would have been fun. They're a man up, and they've got plenty of time.
Especially because FaZe was very aggressive for very early on in the round. So they have this AWP for quite some time, just now passing the 1 minute mark in the round. They can toy with this, and look at how spread out this defense is. Kerrigan in window, Rain on the ticket booth. Kerrigan spotted one out going towards B. Olaf Meister's alone here, so they're all going to converge, and even Rain's coming over as well. This is a very early cheat towards the B bomb site off of a minimal read.
Kerrigan goes down, he peaks just at the wrong time. Oscar coming in with the third kill, taking down Olaf Meister, and Rain 1 versus 3 to try and get up to 12-0 as the scoreline. That's just a really big ask at this point in time. He does have the defuse kit, and maybe he's going to want to fight this. If he can get the one opening, that just might be enough. He's managed to sneak all the way in, checking towards the bench, and not seeing Sunny, and now instead he's in trouble. Sunny will take him down, and Mousesports winning an unlikely round.
Yeah, stealing that AWP, but I mean, it's unlikely, but it's well-deserved. Punishing the mistakes from FaZe early on in the round. That's a peak that probably doesn't need to occur, and then grabbing the AWP, and Oscar just does all the work from there. Great shots with the AWP, baiting and trading his teammates perfectly. Gets him their first round, and Rain still goes for that at the end, even in a 1-on-3, because they just had so much money. Rain was at 10,000, a couple players at 8,000, so now switching into the double op setup. And you're right, and so is the desk. It is Kerrigan, who's done very well on this map with an AWP in the past. He's going to be the secondary operator amongst guys like Olaf, against guys like Nico, who have done it for their teams in the past. Great kill from Nico to slow down the bomb. Can't really get away, so he's just got to keep fighting in that smoke. That's unfortunate. He's going to be frustrated.
Yeah, gets caught by the wall then. That was a bit unfortunate. So now just a 4-on-4. I think Mousesports at the end of the day are going to be quite happy about that.
Yes, yeah, I mean, that could have been so much more dangerous, especially if that smoke had properly blocked off his retreat. Look at this decision from Rain, though. Re-aggressive towards A-ramp, no nades whatsoever. Rops knows the angle, but it seems like he looked away or lost a little bit of focus, didn't react whatsoever.
Leaves them a man down. Back in T-spawn is where they're at with 55 seconds. Guardian and Rain, I think, are going to be hard to get out of this bomb site. They have 2 smokes on Mousesports, but how do you take care of Rain here? Even if you throw a Molotov into Shadow, which is not uncommon, it's going to be hard to get it exactly on him.
Yeah, he's got a great position. If he can just play a little bit confident. The X factor, though, is going to be Sticko coming from Palace. What can he do? And how aggressive does Guardian want to get over this smoke?
So if Rain jumps or something, maybe his face is going to stick through the panel there. I think we've seen that in the past. That could be a bit of a worry. Guardian now put under pressure behind the triple box, and he's going to get taken down from Sticko, as you said. Coming in for the Palace. Rain drops the bomb on 1. There's 15 seconds left, and it's a 2-on-2 here. Oscar picking up the bomb in 10 seconds, trying to put it down, and no one there to stop him. Could have been maybe some pressure applied there from Olaf Meister in CT spawn, but oh, what a grenade. Sticko is going to be ringing all the way into the next round, and now Oscar defending that palm he put down. 1 versus 2. And they should figure out where he is really quickly here. They don't have any grenades to get rid of him, though. So he might have a very clear shot, and maybe he could save this round. He's done remarkably already. He's got the lineup. Here's the bomb being tapped. Takes down Olaf Meister. And now Kerrigan coming in for the shot. He shoulder peeks him, and Oscar to take him down for the triple. What a remarkable round. Once again, Oscar at 7 kills, just saving Mousesports at the moment.
Right, that's so beautiful as well. The individual, the 1-on-2, getting Olaf, and then the shoulder peek, obviously, to bait out the shot. Just so well done. Kerrigan couldn't hold his poise, but using the op almost like an entry on that hit towards the A site. So really, really well done, and that's 2 in a row. There's still going to be money on the FaZe side of things. They were so far built up, but this is the last time. This is the last buy they've got. UMP on Kerrigan. He's also got a kit. Nades are running low. What does Mousesports decide to do? Because they have no presence over towards the bomb site except for Rops and Palace, but Rain's already cleared out a ramp just a little bit with a pop flash.
We should probably point out that was the weakness of the defense over at A, is that really Rain couldn't help out Guardian. Like, once he got locked down behind that triple box, Rain was just sort of stuck on the box and couldn't do anything to help out his teammate.
Well, and Sticko did the perfect thing, right? Like,
yeah.
That's what you're designed to do from that Palace position, especially in that late round of a scenario. You have to take the risk towards, towards jungle, towards stairs. You have to just say, I hope this is the timing where he doesn't peek me if he's there, or he's just not there whatsoever, and you have to eliminate Guardian from that position. That helps out so much. It's worth it to sacrifice that in the 1-for-1 trade. Oscar now, right over this smoke. It seemed like he had the lineup, but just narrowly misses.
Very close, very hard to have that fight through the smoke, because you're really just You're almost just spotting a bit of movement and hoping that you get the shot through. Not easy. 40 seconds. This looks like a more confusing round for Mousesports. It looks like they're gravitating towards the B bomb side, and as they take down Nico, it actually could be done. That's probably going to keep Olofmeister closer towards the middle and Carrigan alone.
Yeah, this could be dangerous. It's all on Olof and how he decides to rotate. Can Carrigan get anything done? Olof's going to be here in time, but Carrigan's going to have to contend with at least one, and he can't do anything. Immediate headshot. There's the M4, dealing damage but not finding kills, and now this B bomb site, I believe it's lost. Olof somehow gets away. Guardian's here with the op, but they've got to put some work in quick. Very few nades for the retake and no kits on the board.
Guardian needs this shot. If he doesn't get it right away, then there's really no point in pressuring this any longer. Rain is sort of posturing towards the kitchen window, just actually going all the way in. That's a big commitment in this particular point in time. Mousesports are dug in pretty deep on this bomb site, and finding all 4 players won't be easy. Rain, though, he gets one. They lose Guardian, and Olof is going to be going down again. Mousesports bring it back, and you just see that one kill on Nico in the connector is enough that leaves Carrigan alone with the UMP.
Right, and it's also, I mean, to be a little bit critical of him, but it's an unnecessary peek after you've already got the man advantage. You're the one who found it from connector. No need for you to go back to that. They're going to be zoned in on that position. No need to get re-aggressive and give up the equalizer, and that's exactly what happened. So small mistake there, but it leads to pay big dividends because now they finally broken FaZe's economy. 3 Deagles out on the board, but nothing else, no nades. It's going to be all down to individual aim, and there goes one of the Deagles. Olof, I don't even think he got a shot off.
Yeah, it was a good spray control from Chris. That's what we like to see. Sonny also reading the economic situation very well and picking up a Mac 10 just to go hunting.
And this is kind of the conversation that a lot of analysts talked about on the desk and just in general about this FaZe lineup is when you have these players and you allow them to play so loose where they get to make their own decisions because they're the star players. That's where you get some of these over peaking and over aggressiveness and overextension. The Nico follow up in there on that previous round, but then also you go to the round where Nico peaked window right after Guardian got killed there. And they were able to salvage the op that Oscar wins them in that anti-eco. I mean, those are the kind of peaks you don't really need to do, but those are the kind of plays that star players sometimes make.
And I want to ask a follow-up question to that line of thinking, but it might be after this one. Nico getting Sunny and now trying to hide in shadow, shooting through that panel. It does almost 100% damage when you shoot through that one. He does get the kill on Chris, and finally they get to take him down. Took long enough for Mousesports here, leaves it in a 3-on-3. They still obviously have the advantage, but they've got to be careful they don't lose anyone else. And Carrigan with a stunning headshot, taking down Stico. Now it gets just a bit uncomfortable here for the Mousesports team. They're going to get one. Rob's following up with Rain, and Guardian here, USP in hand. The smoke is clearing out, and now he's at 14 health. This should be pretty easy. As long as they double peek him, there's no trouble at all. And there's Oscar taking him down for the triple. Again, Oscar just doing so much of the work here. It's really remarkable. No, so I feel like having the strength that FaZe has with the individual play is just better suited for playing T-side. So you almost need like 2 different versions of this team. Like one that's more regimented, where maybe Carrigan does more of the work on CT side, like, leading these troops and making sure people don't do anything silly. And then T side, I would say, let them play more loose. Right.
I mean, the tough part is, you can't exactly make those. So when you come up with something on the CT side with players like this, you can come up with all the different setups, how you rotate, you can do all the theory crafting behind it. Like, where are you going to go if you lose this player? How are we going to show up this gap in the defense if we lose someone there? But the one thing you can't really pre-plan as an in-game leader is an individual's decision-making, right? You can't, plan that someone's not going to peek, that Nico's not going to go back to connector for a second peek, that Olofmeister's not going to peek off catwalk. You can't plan those things, and that's kind of when you talk about the roles and who's going to play that more supportive role, who's going to get a little bit more passive. This is why you can't have too many playmakers, because they're all trying to make that peak, that they're all trying to get that kill that makes you win that specific round. But you can't always do those plays and peaks if it's not the appropriate thing. That's like the risk reward of that secondary peak. And as an in-game leader, you can't micromanage players to that degree.
Yeah, and I guess the best way that I could sort of think about it is that if you make a play for your team on the CT side and it fails, it feels like the impact is so much greater than if you do it on the T side. Like, obviously, it sucks if you're playing 4v5 T side, but you can sort of shrug and say, well,
we can still hit this bomb site and have a 4-on-2 or something.
Yeah, we can still make that work, right?
Whereas, on the CT side, it causes a whole host of rotations and reactions that pull your teammates out of position. So it is a little bit dicier.
And especially if the rest of your team has a sort of and you know, a set of personalities that say, well, now I feel really inspired to make this, you know, up. Like, you know, now we're 45. I'm really gonna take a risk, you know. So it could almost be sort of a landslide of maybe bad mistakes. I don't know. I would focus a lot on the CT side, but I think this is a general trend. I actually think most teams now are, I would say right now in sort of late stage 2017, it's like there's been a huge descent of the overall CT level for all teams. I feel like maybe there's also like people that become better on the T side and better at managing the economy, and this T economy is so much stronger and everything. But I do feel like the CT level in general has been worse.
I've had a lot of roster changes this year among the top teams. I think that's a big thing because the CT sides are a lot about communication, a lot about the plans you have set up. It's a lot about rotating to the right spots and everything like that. And usually, you know, I've talked about this for a while. You know, normally like the lower tier teams and, you know, new teams usually just flat out do better on T sides because it is a little bit easier to say, all right, nothing's working, let's just group up and hit this. But if nothing's working on your CT side, like there's no real good answer at all times because you still have so much of the map you have to cover as a defense.
There isn't a rush B version of playing CT side.
No, there's not. That's a really succinct way of putting it.
Yeah, and I mean, so some of the rosters that have been together for a long time, I guess we can't really bring up Virtus Pro given their performance today. But
well, we've always set Virtus Pro in like a world of their own, right?
Yeah,
so, like, oh, you guys are over here.
But if you have some of those sort of combos that have been playing together for a long time and making that work, I guess we used to refer to her as the Fnatic hive mind, which was just like a shorthand for saying you need less communication because you've been playing with, you know, the people who play around your position, you've been playing with for so long that you sort of have a pretty good instinctual feeling for how they're going to react to almost all situations. And that's just so valuable. But that takes time. And you're right, if you keep swapping out the rosters and bringing in new players, maybe you never built that.
No, but I mean, even to touch on that and to bring it full circle, I guess.
Yes.
Was even the Fnatic team where we talked about that hive mind, right? Of just knowing when you're in the position to make the play based on where your teammates are and what they're doing. Even that Fnatic lineup had a Crims who was like the stable, like rock fundamental player, right?
Sensible one.
And I think, the one who was just like, all right, you guys all do the crazy stuff. I'll sit back and just kind of mop it up or fix the pieces.
Yeah.
The question, I guess, for this FaZe team would be like, who's the Crim? Who's going to be the Crims in that kind of a scenario?
Yeah, I don't know because I
guess it'd have to be Rain.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. Rain and Carrigan to some extent, but maybe with less fragging power, obviously. So yeah, probably those two. I think Nico's can be sort of sensible, but I don't know how. I mean, this is the part of the game that's obviously very hard to analyze, which is how do you like what happens to Nico's personality when he plays with Olofmeister and Guardian? Like we just don't know yet if he's going to get carried away and they're just going to be, you know, running all over the place, or if he can also be, because I do think having 3 players that play crazy Counter-Strike is maybe too much.
Yeah, probably. I think it's going to change and like evolve as more time comes into this team, obviously, just because, I mean, remember, these guys have only been actually like, you know, they've been practicing together for probably, you know, an extra week before the lineup was announced, but still early going for, I mean, this is kind of like the testing ground for a lot of these teams, right? I don't think it's until, like, you know, even for like Cloud9, I don't even really necessarily excited to see how they do at this event, but it's not going to be like the barometer on where their final peak could be. I think like around like the timing of New York is like a good time period to start to judge how these roster changes are all playing out.
I think we're almost ready to resume the game. Just a quick PC restart for whatever reason.
Yeah, could have been many things.
Could have been many things.
Says it's working now, though, so that's always good.
Yeah, that's what we want to hear. And again, if you are just joining us, then you're just in time. The scoreline is tied at 4-4. Strangely, FaZe winning the first 4 rounds in a row, then Mousesports winning 4 rounds in a row. So
off the back of Oscar.
Off the back of Oscar, you're absolutely right, doing most of the work. On the other team is Nico and Rain sort of really stepping in, and then there's a huge drop-off after that.
Yeah. It's Rain at 13, it's Nico at 12, and then it's 3 each for Olaf and Kerrigan, and 2 for Guardian, who's spent a couple rounds without the AWP, but he's back on it now at 2 and 5.
Not always easy if you're Guardian to find out where to use that AWP.
Am I seeing this right? I don't know if they've like medicked yet. I don't know if I missed that, but there's a double op on the T side.
Yeah, it could be.
Oscar and Sunny.
We'll see once they get the full reset in if that's going to be true or not.
Things are getting wild on this day 1 of DreamHack Masters, Anders.
Yes, they are. I can hardly believe it. And it's obviously only going to get crazier from here on out. Renegade's playing well, Nip playing well.
I think
Virtus Pro out.
It's all BO3s from here on out after this, isn't it? It's all serious play.
Yes, you're very true, very true. Yeah, I kind of like that. I think that's exciting. Semler used to point out a lot that one of the difficulties of AWPing, if you're Guardian or anybody really on CT side, is just the fact that that window is off limits because it's going to get smoked almost immediately.
Right.
Connector towards A bomb side is probably also going to be off limits. There's going to be Molotov or another smoke or something like that. So what do you do if you're Guardian? Like, where would you go with the AWP to try and have an impact if you're not just going to be waiting in CT spawn or something silly?
Yes, I mean, there's plenty of options on this map, right? Like earlier on in the half, we saw him actually peek the A apartments, A palace, very early on in the round and kind of grab that control and chill there and make sure no one was coming, and then fell away. I think we saw earlier it was Fallen who was opting down A ramp. We're starting to see that a little bit more prominently.
Yeah.
And obviously you can do the position where you get a little bit like half aggressive over towards B halls, get that angle towards the top of the stairs, and you can just kind of hold that and have all that information as well. There's plenty of perches, but yeah, mid control for the Terra side has become so mechanical and just so like, you know, these are the 3 smokes you throw. This is when you refresh it for like maximum control of mid. And speaking of which, they're not going to have maximum control of mid because we have a lot of aggression out of the FaZe side of things. We saw this from Nico earlier, couldn't get away, but now he's baiting for Olaf, who's hiding behind the lip of that wall.
Wow. And they had Guardian there just to make sure that if there was 3-man push to top mid, then they could take that fight as well. Oscar, very aggressive on this side with the AWP, not worried at all that anyone was going to be there close.
I don't think there's a lot of Alpers who would have been that aggressive as Oscar was, and obviously they have a lot of faith in him to do it, to throw some kind of a fake, get 1 kill, and then open up, because this is going to be a fake towards the bomb site, and now it's over. Mousesports has to hit this now. They have no one else anywhere on the map. They just have to go for it and see what happens.
And right now, FaZe should be reading that. Sunny goes down to Guardian as well, so 5 versus 3. And it's looking very questionable here for the Mousesports side. Bit of a timeout, and now that they're back in it, they need to get that bomb plant quick. That shot almost taken out. Stico, Guardian through the smoke, dropping 1. And then the second kill comes in, taking out Robs. Well then, Guardian jumping from 2 kills straight up to 5. That's what you want to see, right?
Yeah, beautiful rotation from Guardian, getting into the action as well. The spam through the smoke, a little bit fortunate, but the follow-ups are all great. And this is what happens if you don't have Guardian properly blocked off. That smoke comes in a little bit late. I'm not sure if that was miscommunication, but that little half-assed peek from Palace isn't going to do anything against Guardian, is it? He's loving that.
Oscar with the hero AWP. That is very interesting. We'll see if it's going to pay off or not. He obviously had quite a bit of money. Robs as well actually has a pretty big bank. If anyone could do it, it probably would be Oscar here. He's doing a great job so far, but again, same position, Nico winning it.
Yeah, and he was even waiting for that. I mean, knowledge of how he got eliminated the last time they had that duel. This is where, nice shot from Guardian, but he does get dinked. That's where myself as like a Counter-Strike theory purist, I'm just like, please don't peek that in the 5-on-4.
Yeah, you saw that he would peek it, die, then drop the AWP out the window, and
or I mean that's exactly how it happened in the eco round they won, right? Is they boosted and Oscar got the AWP after killing Guardian in window with the peek. So obviously Guardian playing with a short memory here.
It's very dangerous. Mousesports have already proven once you're right that you give them even an inch and they're going to take the whole mile. Guardian and Rain up at the A-bomb site, Nico as well towards jungle, so it's going to be a really mean crossfire here to try and break if you're Mousesports walking in, and they've already lost Chris J. That should put an end to the round here. Yeah,
no one peeking from the A-bomb site to that AWP is pretty much useless. Guardian grabs the angle eventually. He's down to 5 HP. Got to be a little bit careful. Either way, Stico's the only one left, and Guardian no reason to peek from there, and Rain's just going to eliminate him. So 6-4. FaZe back to their winning ways with a pair of rounds right in a row. They're building up plenty of cash once again. They didn't lose anyone that round, and the previous round they didn't lose anyone either. So 2 rounds of not losing a single player is going to balloon the economy on the CT side of things. And now we're getting a timeout from the Mousesports side. They want to talk things over.
Yeah, I think that's a really good time to be having it here. Just a bit of a cooldown for them. They don't quite have the money. I guess technically if they wanted to, they could go for something exciting here where they have just a couple of AKs and maybe grenades for the rest. But since the Tech 9 nerf, you know, maybe it's less likely. We're also playing on Mirage where You have to run for a long time to get close to any CT players.
Yes, yes you do, unless you have perfect smokes and flashes. And the tough part is, you know, we saw a round where they tried to just do an execute with rifles towards the A bomb site, and they just got slaughtered by Guardian, just, you know, playing a retake. Either way, they had money to drop in Oscar and AWP, and they have an AK and Chris, and I think the rest of them are just going to half buy.
Yeah, they're really into this. Sonny's the new R. There we go.
Okay, no, they're pretty much fully invested in this now as they kind of straggle in the buy.
And actually, Sonny, to get that AK, had to skip on head armor, so that's very risky playing on the T side. We'll see how it plays out here. They are going to try and fight for it. Olofmeister jumping down into the underpass. He misses the chance, and Stiko going to take him down. Chris winning the fight against Guardian, and suddenly it's falling apart for FaZe. They're getting wrecked in this round. Chris running into the bomb site, getting a triple.
Good lord, that was brutal. That was very fast-paced. That's a highly aggressive strategy from FaZe. Olof is the one who dropped out a window. He was playing in mid. He had an AWP. Guardian peeking from window. He had an AWP, so both ops kind of covering up mid. Got absolutely nothing done. And at that point, Mousesports, they just pick up the pace. They get those 2 kills and they just go for it. And no one from FaZe is really ready for that kind of aggression. So double ops on the T side again. Chris J, the in-game leader, has one of his own. Oscar obviously has the other, getting spammed down to 32. And there's the nade to take him out. Nice work from FaZe.
Rob's right on the other side. Nico turning around. He's worried that there's going to be a flashbang coming through. This is the moment of tension. If he gets this kill, Nico, that just might be it. A couple of shots raining through, but on the other side, Robs is going to be running away. That could have been the round right then and there.
It could have been. There's a heavy presence over at the A-bomb site as well. Nico and Olaf both playing right around the balcony. Guardians there for a quick rotate with the AWP. And even though Mousesports, I mean, I guess they have mid control with a player down, but still can't really do anything from it. So they're going to rotate away, bringing the bomb back towards the A site. And FaZe doesn't really have to do anything to worry about. They see no action. No one's being pressured over towards the B site. No reason to cheat anyone over. So it's just standard stuff from here. Guardian again going to be blocked off, which could isolate Olaf. That's the big. That's what Mousesports is hoping here for this execute.
Yeah, but they can't isolate Nico, can they? They only have 2 smokes, so I think either way there's going to be someone there to help out Olaf. He's actually fallen quite a bit back now instead, and Guardian flash goes in once. He's going to be able to take down Robs, and things are looking very bad for Mousesports right now. They're committed to this. They can't really fall back, and Stiko comes in with a kill, but Chris is going to be going down. Flick attempted, and Stiko's doing more damage, taking out Nico. Sunny dropping rain. It's all over the place now.
Yeah, Rain a little bit over-aggressive. That puts Guardian low HP. You see he wants to do something, but he just can't. It's all on Kerrigan. He's got to rotate around, spam for it. He can see the leg. Can he hit the shot? He tags him, and there's Kerrigan, but the bomb's gone down. Stiko in a 1-on-2, and he's got a chance.
But this would be one hell of a time to clutch it. A steal for Mousesports if it happens. Stiko already fighting his way out of the apartments. Now it's just 2 players left, and they don't know he's in sandwich. They think he's hiding somewhere else. He's going to take down Guardian, and now right on top of him, Kerrigan comes charging in, falling off. He sees the shadow, and Kerrigan going to be able to win the fight just barely. That could have been it.
Yeah, smart reposition. He almost has that, just a half second away. Maybe a little bit more of Kerrigan is exposed. It seemed like he didn't have the perfect information on where he was. But a nice win from FaZe. That time, Mousesports, I thought they would, like you said, they only had 2 smokes. And then, you know, I thought they would have just blocked off Guardian over towards Ticket Booth. They obviously don't know he's there, but you can make that assumption that if there's an op towards that A bomb site, it's going to be there. They choose to go for top stairs and towards jungle. Doesn't pan out for him too well. Well, these are some traded back and forth rounds, so Mousesports still looking pretty good with 5 on the board. That plant's going to help out. Still plenty of money to get the weaponry they need.
There's a sort of a weird lopsidedness to the FaZe scoreboard here with Nico and Rain at 15 and 16 kills, and then Kerrigan and Olofmeister at 5 and 3. Olofmeister at 3 kills.
Tough part is it feels like Olaf, I mean, to defend him a little bit here, it feels like he hasn't had a whole lot of action go his way on some of these gun rounds, right? It's either been like mid control. I mean, yes, he's contested mid with the AWP. He's dropped down with Nico 1 round, but a lot of these hits towards the A bomb site have been handled pretty well by FaZe. He hasn't had to do a whole lot towards the B bomb site, and when he has, it's been a pretty disadvantaged situation.
Seems like that happens a lot on Mirage. If you're playing certain positions, you just...
Oh, the B player is just a life of stress.
Yeah, you're always either too late to the A-bomb side, or you're taking on a whole rush to the B.
It's one of those spots where it feels like you never get any action. You don't like ever feel like, you know, you can't, it's tough to get into the groove that way, and then you just have to be ready for the all-out hit at the B-bomb site, right?
I love this setup in middle. Two people turned around in case there was going to be flashbangs on the ramp waiting. And then Guardian was the one spotting for it. Now they've given it up for a moment, and they're going to put up a little bit of pressure on top mid.
Here's the tough part, is that, you know, Nico
they're going to go for the boost?
Nico hasn't seen anything over towards A. They have plenty, they have 3 players over towards the B bomb site, and Mousesports has given up all control except for the B hulls.
Oh, Oscar, I think he can smoke all the way towards Nico from that position. No, he's going to put it in instead, different direction. Very interesting. We'll see if they can hold this on. Smoke's raining in, and look at how much trouble Guardian is in, trying to find an angle. Almost everywhere is smoked off, but they're going to bring the bomb back instead. This is a huge risk at 40 seconds. This could get very bad for Mousesports if they get discovered throughout this push. Chris still hiding inside the smoke, trying to make himself bigger than he is right now, just keeping the presence on the bomb side. Karrigan takes Chris down, and now they should realize, FaZe, there's no one else coming.
It might not matter if Rain can distract just enough that Molotov forces him away. They have to go here. There goes Olafmeister. He gets deleted, but Nico's still waiting. Rain just has to distract a small amount. There's the kill from him. Now Nico pounces. He's going to get the bomb platter as soon as it goes down. Mousesports, not enough is done by Chris J lurking over towards B. He needed at least 1 kill to keep Rain on the B side of the map, and they don't get it. An interesting idea, and I don't mind it. It kind of looks a little bit silly because they use all their utility at the B bomb site and then they go back towards A, but they knew as soon as that Molotov goes out that they've been stopped. You know, they knew the mid pressure was there. They spotted one pushing towards top of mid, so they knew there was going to be backup on catwalk, and they just knew there was no success to be found at the B site.
It was a good job on FaZe not over-rotating, because once you see Chris jump out of the window, it could be an easy mistake to make, just thinking, oh, there's probably going to be more.
Right.
Maybe I didn't see the second guy or the first guy or whatever. So, yeah, I thought that was well done. 14th round is coming up here. 3 Deagles, Scout, then a Tech-9.
Going back to this mid pressure, it wasn't spotted last time until late in the round, and this time they just go all out. There's Olafmeister getting into it. Couple easy kills, get yourself a little bit higher on the scoreboard, feel a little bit more confident.
Ooh, Sunny. Very nearly missing a chance, but you're right. Even Eco Frag is just gonna help out just a bit. It's looking like a 9th round here for FaZe. So even though it's been up and down, and it looked scary when they'd lost those 4 rounds in a row early on in the half, now I'd say it's a pretty even game.
Yes. Although it is, I mean, you have to say, great half from Mousesports, even just with the 5 at the moment. I mean, if they can get 6, that'd be phenomenal. But losing pistol round and still getting those 5 rounds off the back of a lot of Oscar's impact, double kills in critical rounds to make sure FaZe has to be low economy. But FaZe 3 rounds in a row now. They've won 5 of the past 6. So it seems like they've recovered quite nice, but it's all down to this. Last round, Mousesports at 6 would be just so happy with this half.
Not at all impossible here. Bit of a shame that Oscar can't pick up the AWP, because you're right, he's been very aggressive with it. Nico, speaking of aggression, pushing up into the apartments, but instead it's Sunny opening up with Guardian right at the edge of the smoke. Not necessarily an easy shot to hit, but Nico comes back with a kill on Chris, so traded evenly. Robs, oh, he's pushing out right against Nico. He's got no chance. Instead, it's Oscar coming in from the jungle, taking down one, and is returned by Olafmeister. So a completely chaotic round here, and now we're in a 2-on-3. This
would be great if FaZe could hold on to this losing Guardian, trying to force the issue in window room and gets eliminated. That kind of destroyed the mid defense. No one else had eyes on it. That's why you see Nico get so caught off guard by them rushing up connector. Either way, still coming out in a 3 versus 2, and now just playing it so passively.
Rain doesn't want to give anything away. Waiting for the sound of the bomb plant. He's already heard it, and he's still not going to be peeking. Waiting for a teammate to come in. He shows a bit of a shoulder. The bomb is down. Stiko taking down Rain. Should be a follow-up here, but Olafmeister's going to go down as well. It's Stiko once again, and trying to wallbang the box. Karrigan is in so much trouble trying to get up the stairs. He could put out a Molotov. At least that will clear out the corner. There's no one there, though, and they have such good crossfire here. Mousesports just might get that 6th round. Karrigan getting shot in the back, and Sunny will win it for them for a 6-9 finish in the first half.
Yes, great job by Stiko, getting aggressive towards CT spawn, finding Rain before Olaf was in a great position to trade that kill. Really nicely done from Mousesports that round. Pushing the envelope when they had the chance, getting up connector, making sure they put pressure onto that 8 bomb site. FaZe, I thought that round would have been more firmly in Mouse's favor, and to their credit, they made it close. But like I said, great half from Mousesports.
It's kind of wild. Out of the 9 rounds that FaZe won, there's one of them where they have 1 guy left, and otherwise it's almost all 4 or 5. So the rounds that they win really heavily, and I think that's important because if it had been different in some of those, if some of those 9 rounds of FaZe had been down to sort of more 2v2s, it would have been. I think it would have been a lot more saving coming out of the CT side.
Yeah, less ops. We saw them really favor the AWPs quite a bit. So yeah, I mean, massively important as well. But also, I mean, you could say that could have been a much bigger half from FaZe, if not for the blunder in that first anti-eco, where Nico and Guardian go down in window room. Some of those over-peaking allowed Oscar to get that up and have that impact. But I think that's kind of the crazy thing. If you look back at that first half from Mousesports, it felt like Oscar had a much bigger half than he actually did on the scoreboard just because of the impact his kills had.
In this second round, you see Rain picking up a Molotov. What does that tell you, Moses? What is your mind sort of spring to?
That springs towards either clearing out, a position at the A bomb site if they go for that hit, or for the bomb late in the round to stop the defuse.
They've put down 2 smokes already, and then they're running the other way. So this is just a huge fake coming out of FaZe. This is some in-depth stuff. We're going to need to see almost a full replay of this round. I love these kind of rounds, especially in the pistol. They've put Carrigan as well jumping into window. I think they're hoping for a rotation from Mousesports, and it's not happening.
They'd love one, because they have 3 players in perfect position to punish a rotation from pretty much anywhere on the map. If, Catwalk, Olaf Meister's guarding it, window room, Carrigan's there. Towards the A-bomb site, towards connector, Guardian's there. He's already gooshed down Sunny to 19 HP. The question is for FaZe, you have all these players in great position, but where do you go from here? You have to get them all together at some point to hit a bomb site. There's the Molotov from Rain. Not entirely sure where it's gone. Towards the B bomb site, obviously.
This is crazy. Nico's now up in the apartments with the bomb. Carrigan's going to go down to Sunny. Robs is very low, and Rain is going to be able to take him down, but it's still all a distraction. Stika with 1 kill, and Sunny finally goes down. Oscar out in the middle on the bomb side, and he's about to get shot in the back. Indeed, Nico with near-perfect timing. So weirdly, it works out for FaZe, and in the end, at least they should get a bomb down here.
Oh, Olafmeister's going to get aggressive towards window room, wants to clear it out. Oh, it brings Chris J so low. That's the kit as well, going for more, and he gets dropped. 1 on 2 for Nico.
Oh, I wouldn't have a problem putting my money on Nico in this particular round. He's going to get 1 kill, sees the next, and a bit afraid to challenge Stiko. Wants to play for the time instead, and you can't really blame him for it either. Stiko's managed to pick up the defuse kit and the smoke, and now he's defusing inside of it. Nico not quite sure. 1 second left, and Stiko plays it perfectly. What a wonderful round for him, and gets the kill at the end as well. You can't ask for more than that out of 1 player, can you? No,
you really can't. But I mean, even on a team effort, Mousesports in that situation for so long, not rotating, playing so passively across the map, not falling for the trap that FaZe set up. Because that was actually very cool. And when you think about it, that's the kind of tactic that you think this is going to lend itself to FaZe with all these players, all this talent, is use Carrigan's tactics and strategies and ideas to get them into those positions, and then you have to rely on their individual decision-making from there. And what we eventually saw when they went for a bomb site was a lot of them saying, this is where I want to take my fight, and it almost pans out for them.
And it's kind of crazy. A smoke goes up in window, smoke goes up top connector, and then nobody from Mousesports moves to check any of those positions. I mean, that's what they really wanted, FaZe. They're thinking, surely in a pistol round, someone's going to come look.
Yeah, you'd think so, wouldn't you? That takes some fortitude on the side of Mousesports, so props to them for staying so collected, so calm. Even at the end, I mean, a little unfortunate for Nico that the kit and the smoke are both salvaged right at the end. My big confusion about that round for FaZe is the Molotov from Rain didn't seem like it had a whole plan. This nade is going to do a lot. Carrigan down low, Guardian just above half HP.
Yeah, that's very nice. Just soften up, make sure they can't do too much. Nico, though, again, he's very good at taking that connector fight on both sides, it seems.
He loves it, doesn't he? His deagle's so disgusting as well.
Yeah, he's made himself famous on the back of it. Guardian will be going down next, so it seems like Mousesports are recovering the situation somewhat here. Oscar on 1 health. They don't have anything to throw at him, so as long as he stays hidden, should be just fine. Indeed, gonna steal the kill at the end. Mousesports now recovering very nicely. 9-8 is the scoreline. They're just 1 round away.
And it's going to be a contended round. FaZe going to buy up into this with the plant, even with some of the deagles bought out. But 4 AK-47s, why not? Let the players get out in the open and take some duels. The ops aren't on the field yet for the Mousesports side of things. Oscar's got a scout. There are 4 smokes on the T side, so they can do an execution. It looks like that might be the thing. It looks like that's kind of what they're going for. Rain towards the B bomb site, going to go down underpass and perhaps be a little bit of a lurk. But here's the danger. Mousesports is clearing out mid. Oscar's pushed all the way to top mid with that scout. Chris J's there as well, watching underpass. They've got to pull these players back towards the A bomb site for Rain to be effective.
They are doing a good job of that so far. Still got plenty of time here for FaZe to set up. They've got 2 more smokes if they need them on Carrigan and Guardian.
That's a big win for Rain, but I think FaZe throwing those smokes, they want to re-execute. They wanted to get all the counter flashes and counter Molotovs out of the way, and they've done a good job of that.
Yeah, Robs might start to feel a bit nervous here from us. Close range. He's actually going to win the fight against Nico and takes down Carrigan. More than you could have asked for. Olofmeister finally going to be able to take him down, but lethal play coming out of Robs there. That double kill just might have done it for Mousesports. There's Oscar getting a headshot. Not sure he even needed that on Olofmeister, but it'll do the job just fine here. Rain and Connector trying to see if he can snipe off somebody. Instead, Guardian landing nothing but headshots. And that leaves Oscar in a very uncomfortable position. Could have been the end, that grenade, but still alive.
Only 14 HP as well. Great round from Rain with this flank. Flashbang is out. There's the scout shot. It's a tag. So he's got a chance, but he can't get hit again. It's so tough for him.
Goes down to Rain. I mean, to me that looked like, as soon as he got the double kill Robs, it looked like that was going to be the round for Mousesports. Instead, FaZe turn it around, make it 10-8.
This is what they see in this guy. Like, the ability to get the double kill, that kill onto Carrigan is huge. He pulls him back into this round because it was on the verge of being lost. If he only gets 1 there, that round is much more firmly in FaZe's favor. That kill from Rain in middle is huge. And even coming up, I mean, even if Guardian doesn't get those kills, he's getting 1 more. Now the op is out for Oscar, and Rain is feeling it really early on in this round.
That's a good sign for the Mousesports team. Maybe something that they're going to have to rely upon, as they did in the first half. So on CT side, might be even more useful.
Those are the kills, though, that like feel so preventable in mid, right? Just because we know about all these smokes that you can use in mid. You can use that basic catwalk smoke. You can smoke off window room. I don't know if one was missed or someone didn't throw it or what might have happened, but Rain just jumping out and just kind of running the gauntlet gets punished at least this time.
And the following setup for Mousesports is fairly uneventful, but it's what we like to see. No one's taking any risks. There's no chance for FaZe to get any kind of smart duels against anyone here. Robs, I love this off angle from Robs that he's holding on the A-bomb side as well. It's always hard to spot. Yeah,
that can be brutal. I mean, the one thing that you would say Mousesports don't have with this kind of a setup is any kind of information what's going next. But the proper theory is, since you have a man advantage, you don't really need to cheat anyone anyways. You don't need that information as much.
Smokes raining in all over the place, and Robs, bit worried that someone is going to be jumping on top of him there, trying to see if he could spot out the player, but Olofmeister takes him down, and now looking a bit more questionable. Only 25 seconds left, but the bomb will be going down, and it's a 4-on-3 as Chris gets a bullet to the face again. Guardian with the AK-47 just doing so much work, and Mousesports now struggling to get back into the bomb side. They're all on the same side. There's no one coming from CT spawn. That's not always a good idea. It's very predictable what's happening here. FaZe should be able to close in on it, and Guardian looking for more, getting another headshot. He sees the third player, and that's the end of the round. FaZe surviving with 4 members and getting up to 11 rounds.
Yeah, great post plan as well. They had the perfect positions. They had that, like, you know, it's you want to set up a triangle in that A bomb site after the post plants. And Olaf and CT spawn, Guardian where he was on the mountain boxes. It's just so tough to flush these players out. The crazy thing is, these past 2 rounds, the impact has come from Guardian with the AK-47. We know him for his opping. But I mean, he is one of the oppers historically known to be one of the oppers who can handle a rifle much better. He's not just, you know, lost if he doesn't have the AWP like some other oppers are.
Yeah, that's very valuable, obviously, but now that he's got it back, he's still hitting shots, and even though he's up against pistols only, this is definitely not bad. It's about to be a 4-round gap here, unless Mousesports could find something crazy. Robs is trying it, but the USP versus AK fight is never really a fair one, is it?
No, it's not a lot of fun to be in that kind of a duel. Just trying to be a little bit clever, a little bit sneaky, but FaZe has everything covered. I think this would signal them grabbing pretty firm hold of the match, I think, going up 12-8 at this stage.
Now, we saw an adjustment from the FaZe side when they were on the CT side in terms of playing more aggressively, right? We saw the double push into underpass. We saw even, I think, 2 or 3 pushing top mid.
Yep.
There's a lot of stuff like that going on. So do you want to see more of that out of Mousesports, or...?
I think they're going to start to need to, because even in that 5-on-4 where they had the opening pick and they gave it up, I mentioned they didn't have any information. You know, I think if you're going to give FaZe that much room to execute at times, that's a little bit too much if you're going to give it to him for the entirety of a half, right? That can work sometimes. It obviously didn't work earlier. But if you give them, you know, the next 4 or 5 rounds of getting whatever they wanted, that's where this is going to get dangerous. If you give these players plenty of room on the map to work with to get into good positions. So you'd hope, the question always is for a CT team is, what's your economy like? Is it worth risking your economy to do a play like that? Do you have the AWP? Do you have the utility? Because you don't have an up on Oscar this round. You have a Famas on Stico, but you want to do it with the M4s on a round that's so incredibly valuable in the context of the match. Do you have the balls to do it?
The big balls, as Chad was saying during the analyst segment. I appreciated that. I mean, I would say, since you have so few grenades on the CT side, there's no chance at all that this round is going to go down to 15 seconds and then you've cleverly saved 1 Molotov or a smoke and you know, that whole game is already gone. So yeah, I would say probably eventually you're going to have to make some sort of decision, because any second now you're out of grenades, and FaZe will realize that when 20 seconds pass by and nothing's happening, right?
I think they're almost put themselves in a position to do it, because they have Chris J and Sunny both playing on Catwalk. One's kind of in ladder room. Sunny actually is right now at the moment, but that's a position where even if you don't want to start the round out with the aggression, in the mid round you could find some timing to pounce. Now, Rops is the only one with the flashbang, so he could throw it over mid if that was the goal they were going for, but it looks like it's just going to be much of the same. Just kind of a little bit of a standard, a switch up to keep some mid control. A lot of pressure towards the A bomb site, though. A little bit of a fake, a little bit of a ruse, and Nico's not going to pressure it. He's just going to fall away.
Rain charging in, and Olofmeister clearing out the middle from the other side. Chris has to win this fight if they want any chance of holding the bomb site, but Sunny gonna be there. Perfect time to save his teammate. And now this whole B adventure might just not work out. Guardian will get the 1 kill, and now they're going to bring the bomb back with 30 seconds. Olofmeister winning the fight against Robs with the Mac 10. Oscar looking the... Oh, that could have been dangerous, but he's going to take care of Nico, and is he realizing there's a secondary player coming? There's only 20 seconds left, and Oscar going to get shot down. Olofmeister again doing the work. Now 15 seconds, and Sunny and Stico are left. Stico taking a bit of fire damage. Sunny goes down. 11 seconds here, and Stico, can he stop the bomb? He can't, and he goes down to Guardian. Another triple here for the Slovakian player. He has suddenly come alive in this game.
Yeah, so is Olaf, at least for that 1 round. I mean, that's the danger of this team if you're going to give him this kind of space. The pressure on the B bomb site from FaZe pulls a little bit of those catwalk players, pulls their attention. Chris J eventually gets eliminated, but that's given the space for Olaf to get into connector, as we know he used to do in Fnatic. He used to love these kind of plays, and just push in and get aggressive at the right moment to punish a rotation, to punish a player who's just a little bit slightly out of position. And that's going to be the danger of this FaZe squad going forward for their opponents.
13-8, and Mousesports, the economy just not looking good. It's a beautiful headshot from Stico, but pushing middle like this. Quite a few people waiting on the other side. Guardian, though, actually missing a shot, but the backup is there. And eventually they're going to close it all out. Robs, I think Nico actually heard him right at the beginning of the round running there, so they might know.
Yeah, they might have a little bit. Yeah, regardless, I mean, that's... FaZe was always going to shore this one up, so I mean, 14-8 is going to be the... Ooh, that's nice. He really is starting to feel it, isn't he?
Yeah, and that's not good news, obviously, for Mousesports.
No, if you want to make a comeback, you don't want that. Rain's still playing well, 23 and 21 for Rain and Nico. So obviously they haven't dropped off whatsoever, just playing consistent. And now Guardian heated up, so that's the trifecta of doom right there.
Yeah, any team in the world just would not want to see that on the scoreboard. No matter who you are playing against this team, that's bad news. And even worse news is that this is an elimination match, so lose this and you're out. Olofmeister gets a shot on Chris. Sunny there to return it. Still a couple of people lingering in the smoke right on top, and the timing is going to be there for Rain. Works out just fine. Takes down Sunny.
Yeah, great trading, and now Guardian again has this position peering towards Catwalk with the AWP, and Nico's going to be the one to take down Stico. 4-on-2, and Mousesports has to rotate in a position. They might just want to give this one up. They have the nades to make it work, but they only have 1 player now. That happened quick. No kits as well. And this is so important for Oscar to keep this AWP, but there's no way FaZe lets him get away. They know where he is exactly. Plenty of time left on this bomb. hunt him down, get the AWP out of his hands.
Oh man, this is no fun at all, is it? If you're Oscar, they don't quite see him yet. He's gonna try and go back out. He doesn't want to fire the AWP because he knows there are gonna be 4 people waiting for him. In fact, he's managed to sneak his way back into kitchen. If he had a defuse kit, oh, it's not gonna be enough time anyway. I wanted for that to be true. Could you imagine if he ninja'd his way back in?
That would be so great, wouldn't it?
There's a timeline somewhere. Another iteration of the simulation.
What tournament was that where we had like the craziest ninjas on Mirage?
There's been a couple of them in the past, right?
One was at E-League, one was in Katowice, I think.
Maybe, yeah. Flusher was, I think, in charge of one of them, where he just walked back on the A-bomb side and used the bomb in front of him.
Crim's had a big one, like a 1 versus 5.
Snacks, I think, has had a couple as well. Yeah, it's a good map for that. Well, Robson and Sonny starting off great here in the 24th round. Guardian returning on 1, but Robs again with the FAMAS, picking up the AK, trying to spray it home, but Carrigan had the advantage of actually being able to see anything, and now it's a 2-on-3.
Little bit of an uppercut attempt out of FaZe, just trying to catch him off guard with an A-rush through the smoke. Doesn't pan out. Nice positioning from Rups for 2 kills. Plenty of time, though, to work their way around the map. The one danger point is the fact that the bomb is dropped at the A-bomb site by those first boxes. But this is all on Carrigan. Guardian's just going to stay here, make sure no one can get aggressive. And Carrigan is trying to do the most unlikely thing that Mousesports would think of, and that's obviously go towards the B bomb site, rotate all the way through CT spawn. The question becomes, is Mousesports going to think to look here? Because they're going to have clocks, right, where there's no pressure. They're going to have those internal clocks that tell them something's up. Someone's trying to flank. Someone's getting in a weird position. Are they going to think it's CT spawn?
Yeah, it feels like because he ran with the knife out, it's less likely. Like they're going to maybe be off by a couple of seconds, but you could see Stiko's already feeling slightly paranoid towards the connector. One Molotov coming in. Would have been nice if someone had been towards Sandwich. Maybe Carrigan can open it up, but yeah, this is actually smart. He has to get more than 1 kill, and did he just get spotted? Yeah, Stiko's realized. So Carrigan trying to get everything in the round, and instead they're going to end up losing it 9-15 here.
It's all right. Had to go for something desperate.
Yeah.
A little unfortunate the timing of that peek towards top connector. 15-9. Mousesports hanging on still. The tough part is there's so much money in the FaZe side of things. Like, Carrigan had $10,000 before he bought.
It's hard to do anything about that. They've taken a tactical timeout here on FaZe, so... You said they tried for the uppercut, just, you know, breaking through the smoke on A-bomb site. So do you want to do more of that? Or... it seems like your standard play has been working out really well.
Yeah, I mean, it's a cool idea, right? You don't need to do it. Obviously, you don't need to stick to it. That's not a strategy that you can theoretically do round after round after round, and eventually it'll work. But they've won so many rounds in a row here. They've won 6 in a row before losing that one. So what they've been doing is great. I would say go back to get some mid control, get the old like Olaf Meister and connector, get Olaf Meister pushed up on catwalk and ladder room or something, put him in a spot where he can make a play, let Guardian have the freedom. His AWP has really come alive. You've got a lot of different win conditions if you're FaZe at the moment.
Well, mid control already. Smokes and Molotov towards that connector, always making life difficult if you're on the CT side, and bomb is dropped far back. So for the moment, FaZe are content to just wait around. They've got Olaf on one side, making sure there's no crazy pushes. Nico up in the apartments. They've got pretty much everything covered, but speaking of crazy pushes, oh, wow. Chris and Stiko, they were feeling it, you know?
Yeah, they were. Well, that's one of those plays, right? We were wondering if they were going to have the balls to do something like that, and they obviously do. It just doesn't pan out for them this round. Huge win. The cool thing, though, is Chris J, not willing to give it up. He follows it up with he continues to push just in case, and it looked like FaZe was going to go back towards him. But they've readjusted. This is going to be a deadly split towards the A-bomb site. Sonny needs to come alive. He needs a double kill here.
Yeah, it's absolutely true. If he goes down, then there's no chance at all. Chris will get the headshot on Guardian. Maybe there's still a slight chance here. Mousesports holding on to their tournament lives right now. If they lose this round, that's it. They're going to be out of DreamHack. Rob's waiting towards the ticket booth, and he could hear the bomb going down, but he can't really punish it. They are in a 3-on-3. They're going to improvise the boost, looking on top of it. This is something that we don't see nearly enough, but they don't get the angle this time, and here's the dangerous part. Olaf Meister has the Molotov, and they can't cancel it out. They don't have any smoke, so this 3-on-3 heavily favoring FaZe at the moment. Carrying in with a headshot, taking down Chris, and now now it's Oscar and Robs. Let's see what they could do. Oscar somehow getting that flick onto Carrigan and taking him down, but they need the defuse, attempting it once. Olofmeister, he goes down. Oscar again, and now Nico. There's almost no time for this defuse. He comes in, he gets the one, and tries to fall back, and I think Oscar is practically out of time. He picks up the kit, he's gonna get the shot, turns around, but it's gonna be the end of the road. 16-9 as FaZe take out Mousesports and continue on.
That's the FaZe that we didn't see on Nuke. That FaZe